I pulled into my family's ranch in rural Texas, expecting nothing but wide open skies and the kind of quiet that lets a man think straight. The dusty gravel road crunched under my tires, and the old wooden sign at the gate still read Thompson Ranch in faded letters. I'd driven down from D.C. for a much-needed break from the grind of running the Federal Aviation Administration. You know, the job where I'm up at dawn dealing with airline execs, congressional hearings, and emergency protocols that could ground half the country's flights. All I wanted was a week of cold beer, fresh barbecue, and maybe casting a line in the creek out back. But as I crested the hill, my heart sank. Instead of peaceful pastures, I saw a swarm of construction crews tearing up my land like it was a freeway project. Bright orange markers dotted the field, and heavy machinery growled as it flattened the earth. In the middle of it all stood Karen Mitchell, the HOA president, arms folded, hard hat perched on her perfectly coiffed hair, looking like she owned the world. Workers were laying down what looked suspiciously like a long, straight strip of pavement right through my hay bales. I slammed the truck door and marched over, boots kicking up dust. This had to be a mistake, but deep down I knew it wasn't. Karen spotted me and smirked. Well, if it isn't Alex Thompson, the big city hotshot finally gracing us with his presence. We've been sprucing things up while you were gone. Sprucing up? This looked like they were building a damn airstrip. I played it cool, but my FAA instincts were screaming. Little did she know, she was messing with the one guy who could make her grand plans crash and burn. I spent that first afternoon wandering the ranch, piecing it together. The stakes were laid out in a perfect line, about 3,500 feet long, aligned with the prevailing winds just right for small planes. Karen had been pushing this exclusive fly-in community idea for months, according to the gossip at the local feed store. Old Mr. Roberts behind the counter chuckled when I asked. Yeah, she's turning your back 40 into her personal airport. Says it'll boost property values sky high. I nearly laughed. Boost values? By bulldozing my family's legacy? My dad had poured his sweat into this land for decades, battling droughts and market crashes. Now, this HOA tyrant thought she could pave it over for her rich buddies to land their Cessnas. Karen confronted me the next morning as the asphalt trucks rolled in. Alex, this is progress. Imagine the prestige neighbors flying in for barbecues. No more long drives to Dallas-Fort Worth. Her voice dripped with that fake Southern charm that grated on my nerves. You do realize this is my property, right? I shot back, trying not to explode. She waved it off. The board voted. The majority rules. If you don't like it, sell out and move on. The audacity boiled my blood. She was treating my ranch like a subdivision lot, fining me for obstructing development when I parked my tractor in the way. Letters started piling up $200 for dust complaints, $500 for equipment storage. It was harassment, pure and simple, and it made me see red every time her shiny SUV cruised by with that smug wave. I kept my cool, though. Revealing I was the FAA director too soon would ruin the fun. Instead, I documented everything. Photos of the crews trespassing, videos of the noise scaring my cattle, statement from neighbors like Mrs. Evans, whose windows rattled at all hours. I can't even sleep anymore, she grumbled, signing my form. The HOA meetings turned into battlegrounds. Karen paraded her plans like a politician on the stump. This airstrip will make us the envy of Texas, she'd declare, while board members nodded like sheep. I stood up once, deed in hand. You can't vote away my rights. The room tensed, whispers flying. Karen slammed her gavel. Obstruct us, and we'll fine you into the ground. It was infuriating. How could these people let her bully them? But I smiled inwardly. She was digging her own grave. The harassment escalated. One dawn, I woke to find orange cones blocking my driveway, a safety measure per another bogus notice. I plowed through them with my truck, plastic crunching satisfyingly. Karen showed up later, clipboard in hand. You're standing in the way of history, Alex. This is for the community. I leaned in. History? You're ruining good farmland for a vanity project. Her eyes flashed with anger, but she stormed off. That night, I logged into my FAA portal and found her half-assed permit application environmental impact study. No safety checks. I denied it with a click, savoring the moment. Rumor spread. Workers eyed me warily, whispering about the government guy. Karen doubled down, hosting investor tours and promising premium hangar spots for big bucks. I recorded her at a community event. Operational next month, exclusive access for members. It was fraud, plain as day. I called a contact in D.C., prep a cease and desist. This rogue HOA is about to learn a lesson. The climax hit at her grand opening. Balloons bobbed in the Texas heat, champagne chilled on tables, and a small plane circled overhead for a demo landing. Karen took the stage, beaming. Today, we launch into the future. Prestige, convenience, this airstrip changes everything. The crowd clapped, investors toasting. I stepped forward, heart pounding. Hold the cheers. Pulling out my FAA badge, I announced, I'm Alex Thompson, Director of the Federal Aviation Administration. This airstrip is illegal, unsafe, and shut down effective immediately. Chaos erupted. The plane veered away mid-approach, engines roaring. Investors demanded refunds, shouting about fraud. Karen stammered. This is a mistake. We have approvals. I handed her the order. Denied by me. Violations include fraud, environmental damage, and trespassing. Deputies moved in, confiscating documents. The crowd turned. Neighbors who'd suffered the noise cheered wildly. Karen's face crumpled as she was escorted away for questioning. It was pure satisfaction. In the aftermath, the FAA fined the HOA heavily. Demolition crews ripped up the pavement, restoring the field. Karen was ousted as president amid scandals over misused fees. Neighbors thanked me with homemade pies and fence-mending help. The ranch breathed easy again, cattle grazing under clear skies. I come for rest, but ended up defending my roots, and it felt damn good. What do you think? Was Karen just ambitious or a total bully? Share your take in the comments. Do you side with community progress or property rights? Let's hear your opinions.